Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, nobody'd be watching this now, would they? Now, I'm actually got the first half of my day out of the way. I've got a few hours before I have to go in and work tonight, so taking a little bit of a break, but wanted to give you guys an update on our Dallas Cowboys. Football is a tough sport. Football, as much as we love it, is dangerous. Nolan Carroll suffered a concussion this past week, was actually sent home today, so he's still suffering from that concussion and is definitely in a percussion protocol. And Jason Garrett reported on Rico Gathers. Rico Gathers, who Michael loves to death, exciting as can be, great guy, all kinds of potential. You'll remember August 15th, he suffered a concussion in practice, and he went on injured reserve. And I remember a couple of comments about people saying, oh, well, it's just a concussion. It's no big deal. Well, concussions are a big deal. Right now, he's still suffering from those conditions from it. And being that this has been, going on 5 weeks now, that's not good. Especially when you think that Rico Gathers didn't play football since the 8th grade. So more than likely, this may be his first concussion. And if he got a concussion that's that bad off the jump street that easily, then that doesn't bode well for him having a football career. Concussions, some people are more susceptible than others to concussions. Some people can bang their heads over and over and over again and never have a concussion. Other people, one hit and they're knocked out. You'll remember Michael Orr, who was in The Blind Side, being a tackle, you're constantly pounding your head. Actually suffered a concussion early last year with the Panthers and spent literally almost a year in the concussion protocol. They eventually let him go, and he's out of football. It's a tough sport, and concussions are unfortunately a way of life in football, and it's something that they've got to really focus on and come up with a solution. We've seen the new helmets that they've come out. 70 players are wearing them that basically are like a bumper. They literally absorb the hits. Maybe that's the answer. Part of the problem with that is they cost about $1,500 and they're custom-made helmets versus about $400 for just a regular helmet. But when you think of the cost to these guys' future and losing players that are valuable, that cost needs to be absorbed because we can't continue to lose players left and right like we did. The NFL, of course, is fighting the whole head trauma situation with former players. You notice that now they have the good old concussion tent that goes up whenever a player is being checked. They've got guys that are out there spotting to see if people are getting concussions. But I think the reason for having the tent is you don't want to see these guys' eyes glazed over and just not knowing what their name is on national TV anymore. And it's amazing how much concussions have come. You guys know I'm old. I played back in the Neanderthal days of football, right after the leather helmets. In our day, we called them the blue dot hits, or, you see stars, because literally you get knocked the hell out and you would see blue spots. But instead of having a concussion protocol like we do now, where they're checking your eyes and everything else, basically they say, shake it off and, get back out there. I know I had several concussions and didn't really know what a concussion was. The only thing they taught us about back then was you don't have a concussion unless you're bleeding from the ears. Well, yeah, that is true. If you have a severe enough concussion, you will have brain will be bleeding and you will be coming out of the ears, but you're probably going to be knocked out and unconscious and on a stretcher. But the degree of getting hit and suffering with the concussion, you don't have to have those symptoms to still have the damage. You can have minor concussions, but the more you have them, the easier they are to get. And it's not something that's just like, oh, big deal. You got a concussion. It is a big deal. So thoughts and prayers are out for Nolan Carroll, Rico Gathers, and all of the players that are out there putting it all on the line for our entertainment. It's a brutal sport. And these guys literally give it all for us. So next time you see somebody get knocked out, remember, that's a person getting knocked out. I'm Mark Holmes. It's Cowboy Joe Boo. I'm going to get some lunch, take a nap, and get ready to go to work tonight. Thank you guys for watching the Joe Boo Sports Report.